Okay, it looks like we're live. So welcome back. I'm going to be continuing to work on my preprocessor for my virtual machines assembly. So I'll put the link in chat for anyone who's interested. So let's see what we've got so far. So I just started this yesterday, so it's not too much. But if you look here, so you can define a macro, right? And then this is the name and this is the value. So then if you push the name, then it will expand to be the value, right? So if we run run it on the file. Actually, it just uses the file by default. We go ahead and run it. You can see this is what it outputs. I think there is a mistake actually, because that's not good. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. But you can see it did work mostly. Yeah, that's a problem. It does work with multiple though, like that, so that's good. And now it's not like an off by one kind of thing. Yeah, all right, so I'll actually try to fix that real quick, and then I will go ahead and work on the next part. So let's see. So that is something in the let's see, it's in here. We're just going one too far, which is no bueno. My bit rate is dead. Says okay, so it might be a little bit laggy. Hopefully not though. So let's see. Yeah. So let's see. Index. So it's with this index, I believe. So perhaps we're iterating it one too far in the in here. I'm not sure, but let's see. We run the actually have to build it. Print AA. Yeah, so that's still not right. It wasn't doing this yesterday, so so let's see if I can figure this out. So that's not what I want to do. So we create the temp index. Get word. We want to run that there, perhaps. No, that's actually not right at all. I didn't expect that to be right, but yeah, this is not ideal. So it looks like it is actually two that it is overreading, 2 bits, bytes, bits. Yeah, so it's reading just a little bit too much. So let's see, what can we do about that? Could it be that? No, okay, that's not right. So let's try to work through it. So we said, well, it could be in this one. Actually, I suppose. Let me see. So, well, it's at the end, I guess. So it's gonna be, well, could be reading it too far with that. So that fixes it for that, but then it breaks it with other ones. So I think it's based on how big the file is, right? So let's go ahead and modify the file to have a couple more. Hello there, how are you doing? How are you doing? Yeah, so the last one got messed up. Yeah. So that's not right. Okay, so let's see. So that, see now, is it reading one too many there? But if this ends with just a regular keyword, then does it break? Pretty good, how are you? I am doing quite well. Quite well indeed. So just works when it's shorter. And then there, yeah. So that's a bit interesting. So then we do that. I didn't need to rebuild it. Then it works fine. Hmm. And then it overreads it. So it looks like it's probably in the else here because it's not one of the elements. So that didn't work because that actually did cut it off there. Yeah, so that's not right. Yeah. Alright, so that is actually not the problem because we do overread it here still. So there's a problem with the index. We're iterating the index too much. I believe that is what it is. Hey there, how are you doing? How are you doing today? Yeah, so reading just a bit too far. Um, quite sure it wasn't happening yesterday. It doesn't work in the NeoVim terminal, so. Yeah, doing fine. I played a chess tournament, had a lot of fun. That sounds very fun. Did you do well? Perform well? Uh-huh. Okay, so yes, I did very well. That's good to hear. Good to hear. Yes, I am doing well as well. Well as well. Push. Uh-huh. What is a preprocessor? Well, I can show you. Um, oh wow. That is. Okay, yeah, I see what's happening. Yeah, so if I go ahead and exit out of this quickly, I can, oops. So C, and C++ and such, use the C preprocessor, right, actually that has one, CPP. So if I actually make a test file here, whenever you're writing in C and you write something like define a macro, so it can be whatever, and then a value, it actually expands in the, it runs before the compilation, hence the in the preprocessor, it will actually run this tool, and this is what it outputs. So this is information for the Lexer and such, but you can see that it converted the n to the 100, which is the value that we set. So it does that as well as like when you include files, it expands them. So that's basically what well, that's what it does. Not all of the features, but that's the features that I'm implementing at least. Yeah, so that's basically what I'm building is an alternative to the C preprocessor. Not really alternative, but one that's better for my use case. All right, yeah. So I do have macros like I showed, like the define, working somewhat. It's just overreading a bit too far. Yeah. So I have this file here, and yeah. So basically, this will expand to be 100. Yeah. So if I run the command, then you can see it removed that line because we don't need that. And then it changed it to be 100 basically. But then it does read too far. So that's what I'm trying to figure out where it is overreaching. And then I'm going to get to importing files or including files. Yes. Which is the more exciting part, I suppose. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. So yeah, we only get that once, which that is correct. So it's not in there. Actually, let's print what the value of index is, and we can get a good idea. So 10. Yeah. So I think that's okay, actually. Index being iterated to 10 because that's where we're reading from the file. So that should be okay. Alright, so let's print out what index is at the end here. Actually, let's see how many characters this is. So that is 10, and then there's the new line. So that is alright. So yeah, so 10, 11, 16, 18, 25. Okay, so 25 at the end, that's gonna be 11, 1, and then this is 7 and 6. So yeah, 13, 15, so like about 25, 25, 26. So that seems to be right. Let's actually print the buffer index and see if that is where we are overreading. So this needs to be a character. So yeah, so each one is just one of these new line type characters. So that let's actually let's print that in here. Perhaps, yeah, right there. It's not indented well, but that doesn't really matter. PP, okay. All right. So that's push and print. So that's fine. So let's take a look at what index is at the start and the end of this one. Yeah. So that's where we update it. So 19 and then to 25. So yeah, so that should be okay. So I don't think the problem is with the index. I think it is, let me see, codecrafters.io. Let's take a look at that. Oh, is this your website? Is that what it is? Or is it something else? Yeah, sign up. No, it's not. Okay. Is it for learning then? But project-based learning. Okay. That's very cool. I will check that out later. Yeah, let me actually bookmark that. There we go. Okay. Thank you for that. Okay, let's get back to what we're doing now. So yeah, I don't think the problem is with the index. So I think it's with the output. So we are reading. Let's look at what output index is at the end. So 8? No, that's not. So why does it print so many times? Oh, because that's in the while loop. No, it's not. So why does it print? Right, actually it's because I forgot to print. I forgot to remove a print statement right there. Okay. Whoops. Yeah, so let's look at output anyway. Alright, so that's 18. So, is that how long it should be? No. No, well, actually, because that is actually 2 more, so 9. Can you go through the code from main if you don't mind? Yes, just give me one moment. So yeah, I think that's actually 1 too far, output index. Let me just try this really quick. Yeah, well, this doesn't work like that works for this one specifically, but then it breaks other things when we add more. Yeah, then it breaks. So that's not a good solution. But yeah, so I'll go through the code quickly. So we'll start with the main. So here we just create a hash map. And then we assert that it was initialized properly. And then basically, we initialize a length variable. And then we set a buffer. Like we basically just read the file to this buffer from this file name. And I'll add it to where you can as an argument. But for now, just from this hard-coded one. And then this is the length pointer to it, so it modifies the variable. And this just checks to make sure it worked properly. And then we go to this pass function, which isn't a very good name. I should rename it, but and that just takes the buffer and the length, and then we start at an index for the buffer, and then we're initializing an output here, an output index, and then basically there's just a while loop going through while it is less than the length. And then we're checking if it's an @ symbol, which means it's part of the preprocessor that we need to look at. And then we go through it, and then this is just to check to make sure it's not an end of file. And then here we get the word that is next after this, so def in this case, which I can look at that. So get word, it's pretty simple. It just basically goes through all the characters while they are alphabetical characters. I always mess that up. And then, yeah, basically just sets the word to that. And then it returns the word here. So, yeah, that's where, let's see. That's where we're setting the word. So that's the definition here. And then in X++, this is, actually we do that up here. This is where we get the first one. And then here's the name, actually. So I messed up the order. But yeah, this gets the name. So maybe that should be called name. But yeah, and then we go to the next one. And then we get the value of whatever it is. So this can be anything. Y times 64. That's just arbitrary for now. I'm going to have it dynamically readjust based on the size. For now, I was just doing that to make sure we had enough space. Yeah, okay, so yeah, and then this is the end of file layer. This gets the value, and that's just anything till the new line. So there can be spaces and all that stuff, just to the new line. Yeah. And then, yeah, this is just putting it into the hash map with the name as the key and then the value as the value. And then this just asserts that it was placed properly. And then otherwise, let's see. So this is the word. This checks if the word is dead. And then otherwise it's unexpected right now. This will change though once I add import and such. Yeah, and then here this is just if it's alpha. Then we have to check to see if it is one of the definitions. And if it is, then we found it. So then we just basically iterate through it and add it to the output, the value in the hash map. And then otherwise, if it was not in the hash map, then we just add the word as it is, like this. Yes. And this just sets it all at the end of the iteration. And then here set the last character, and I don't need this actually. So this is the last character, and then we print it out. So that is basically the whole function, or the whole file. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Yeah. So this just works for now. Can't return it. But that's okay. So yeah, so it's overreading too far. Okay, I get it, well explained. Alright. Hopefully it all made sense. Yes. So yeah, you can see we're reading a little too far, but only sometimes. So let's see, if we get rid of this, then does it? Still. It does not. And if we add something else there, thankfully. No. So that's gonna break it actually. So alright, if we make that longer, then does it? No. But then it does. So yeah, I think that could be in one of two places probably. So it's either based on the value when we're adding it, or it is in here in the thing itself. So yeah, because that works. That as well. Yeah, and then it breaks. Because now it's the same, so it's just with this specific size it wants to break. This is the same length. So that is an issue. That I think it is probably in here. So when it is in the hash map, whoops. Third line of element. Let's see. Yeah, okay, that's actually a size T. Alright, 3. Alright, so that's actually fine. So let's see, where else? Yeah, so that's not right. You do want to skip over it. So let's look in here. What values could be affecting it? Use GDB for debugging. Yeah, that would probably be helpful. Yeah, I could do that. I just never started using a debugger, so I never think of it. BD, I think it's something like that. That is correct. Okay. Let's see. I'll actually open a new terminal. All right. Yeah, clear. So you. Okay. So let me see if I can remember how to do this. All right. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see if I can figure out how to use this. I've only used it for assembly debugging. And I'm not very good at it, so gotta download stuff. Okay, let's see. So, alright, yeah, so that should be all good. This we can skip over. I probably should have added the breakpoint at a better point. What was TUI? It's like the terminal user interface. Alright, so this is actually in the .c. It's gotta download malloc. Okay, yeah, let me actually exit out of this. So let's try that again. Yeah, so enable. Yeah, and then break on, let's see, what is the, okay, and then run. Okay, so let's see, so let's step through, and then, how do you print the value of, I don't remember the syntax for it. So just print. Okay, so, yeah, can I, alright, that's okay. So hopefully that works. Alright, yeah, put index. Okay, so if it's that, which it is on the first one, so yeah, so now index should be iterated. Okay, so that's all good. word, and then this is gonna jump to the word function. Okay, I guess it doesn't. Okay, so it was that. So let's actually. All right, so it does print that. So def is what it is. So that it, yeah, we can view that. Yeah. All right, n. Okay, so that's what we place in the hash map. So index is at 7 right now. All right, so that's probably fine. And then let's print value, print index. All right, so that's all the way at the end. Okay. Yeah, except for this new line character, I think. Yeah. Okay, so then it places it in the hash map. Then we go here and we iterate it again. Yeah, let's actually print output and all right, so we can't see it yet. Output index. So it adds a new line as the first thing. So that is right. And that's at 0 right now. And then it goes to 1, right? An output index, yep, alright. Then index, print index, 10. Okay, and then it's 11. Yes, alright, so then we go back through. Actually, what is length? 24, okay. So that's what we're going through to. So it's not this time, and it is not that. So it just goes through, because it was new line. Yes, so now it should be, because it's the push. Index. So we are at 12, so that's 11, 12, yeah, so that should be right. You can use watch so you won't print, oh, okay. Oh, okay, nice. Yeah. So that's because it wasn't assigned before, so that's why it's a weird one. So 12 is what it's at right now. Let's see, what other ones we want to watch? Just not gonna show it yet, but yeah, and let's see. Okay, alright, wallet is out. So this is the get word function. Yeah, so this is just gonna go through until it is, there we go. Yeah, so actually let's see. So it's gonna be changing this one. Alright, push. So that seems to be correct. There is this extra, but I think there we go. Alright, yes, that fixes it. Return word. Okay, so that's all good. So yeah. So this will not be true. Okay, so that doesn't work. Oh yeah, because it wasn't true, so that's why it goes here. Yes. Alright. So let's see. So now we are iterating through each one, and we are setting it in here. Alright, yeah, so we have new line, and push. Alright, okay, new line, push. Alright, that's fine, and let's see. So index. Actually, it's being set to 10 index, so let's see. So that's 16. So, yeah, so that's me 11, 12. 16, okay. Yeah, and then it goes to one more, so that's the white space. Yeah. Alright, and now it's not working. I don't know what happened. Did I miss something up? No frame is executing. Okay, I don't know what happened. Alright, let me start it over. Okay, and yeah, let me just do that. So I want to see. All right, yeah, so it actually finished there. All right, let me make a break at pass again. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I want to check what it is after all the iteration. Print A. Okay, so we did actually have a problem. I don't know if we can step back though. But yeah, so that was a mistake. So let's actually at pass and then start. All right. All right. So let's do n. I don't remember how many I did. So let's see. Push. All right. Yeah. So let's iterate through this again. Okay. So yeah, that's what we are at right now in the space. So now where does n? Yeah. So that is for the next one. So we're setting it here to 100. So that's the last one. Do this. All right. So now this is where it gets messed up. So that's what it is right now. All right, and word. So it's actually in the get word function, it seems, because that's not right. So let's go in there. Let's see, get word. So okay, so this could be let's see. Yeah, so then in the read file, something like that. And I forgot a semicolon. There we go. Yeah, so that didn't work. Corrupted size versus, all right, that doesn't like that. Seems to be actually the reference. 24, okay. Perhaps if we pass the length into the function, let's see. Get word right here. And then we have to set it up here, get word. Index, like that. Yeah, so that actually, let's see, where is everywhere that we can get word? Oh, okay, no. 180. Yeah, there we go. I don't know why I couldn't search for it, but okay. No, it's length that we want. There we go. There is another one right up here, yes. Okay, so it's still that, but it's not reading all the way too far. So I think that is probably in in the number one, perhaps, or in the else if get value. All right, yeah. So let's actually do the same thing in here. Yeah. So basically, check. All right, check that. Yeah, then we have to modify that in the get value. All right, and then it's still not working. Okay, so and it's another one actually. Uh-huh. Oops. Forgot to actually add it to the function. Okay. How many bytes is this? 25. Bits, I mean. Bytes. How many bytes? That's what I meant. Just messed that up. Yeah, bytes. Okay. Mm, yeah, so it's still in here where the issue is. No, so now it's not. So now it is outside of this. So we seem to have fixed all of that issue. So now it is with this. So that works, then it breaks other times. Okay, actually that seems to be working. So, okay, yeah, so I guess it was, not sure what that is. Why it would need to, I guess we are going one too far, because to do that, no, I don't think that's gonna work actually. That's just gonna, yeah, so that actually did work. But that didn't work. So yeah, it needs to be, all right, so it's just kind of, because we iterate through, hang on. All right, well that worked. So, yeah, because we're iterating it one too far, I suppose. Well, yeah. And okay, yeah, so that seems to work. So now let's try to do imports. Importations. So, I'm thinking something like this. Imp, and then the file name in quotation marks. So that should be, we're gonna have to use recursion, I believe. So if we go in here, we can add an else if word is import. Then we're going to do stuff. New stuff. Yes. So basically, if it is that, then we're going to take the next, we're going to iterate. Then we'll do this, because that can't be the end of the file. And that should place us. Yeah, so we want to actually, so we want to do if buffer index equals quotation mark, else error expected. Yeah, I need to do like something like that. Okay, that should work. Yeah, so it should be that. And then we're gonna do this. And then we'll just want to get word. File imported file equals get word upper index. Yeah. So I think that'll work actually. And then we want to make sure that it equals it. So there's a cleaner way to do this, but I'm not gonna do that right now. So then yeah, I'll just we'll actually do not equal. And I'll do the same thing in there. So that way we can make sure that that works properly. So let's try that. Imported file is unused, that's okay. So expected that. So we do have that. So there seems to be an issue. Alright, and let's see what it is. So it is that. So it's actually the next one. Actually, let's make this floating for now. Then actually I know what the issue is, I believe. Because we don't have to do that. Yeah. So no, that still isn't right. So let's print what the character is. It's a dot. Okay. Yeah, actually, so we need to use something different. So, whoops. So it'll be very similar to get word. Get file name. So it's basically the same thing, but it could be a dot as well. So for now, I'll just copy this. But yeah. Alright, yeah, and then we'll do actually let's do this. That and then like this. Or buffer index equals dot. Alright. So why does it reach the end? I probably forgot mess something up. Okay, let's see. Alright, that's not right. Alright, so that goes there. Alright, Got that. Then this is one too many. Right. Yeah. Right. I seem to have messed something up. Did I forget to do something down here? Perhaps. Oh, not sure how I did that. So I didn't fix it, but oh, okay. So I seem to have copied the entire file and then pasted it. Um, Not sure how I managed to do that, but okay. So where does that get file name, value, pass? Yeah, so here we don't want these or the secondary pass. Okay, I'm not sure how that happened. Let's see, main pass in the file. Okay, yeah, so now we can do this again. I have no idea how I did that. That as well. Alright, so let's run this now. Dot. Or, mm, why does that not? Alright, let's see what this is. So why does it run so many times? Mm, Look at just the index. Test, and then it starts at dot. So it's the length, so let's add that back. Mm-hmm. Alright, so this is actually need to do. There we go. So So I'm not sure why this would not work. Should be checking if it is a dot, which it is when it ends. Oh, okay. I am. Okay. Or a digit. If I just looked at the file, I would have realized that. There we go. So that seemed to have worked actually. Except it still didn't get the close points, but we are much closer. So I think we iterated one too far, perhaps. So let me get rid of this. Okay, so that's working now. Yeah, so in here, I don't think we need to do that. Okay. Yeah, so that did work now. So now, basically, we need to make, imported buffer equals recursively call this function on the file name. File, and let's see, so you can't actually, we don't actually provide the file name here. So let me actually make a preprocessor as a character actually. And this will just take the file name. And then, so we can do all this here. So I think I'm missing a semicolon up here, and it's causing some problems. Yeah, so I'll just add that really quick, so that I can indent it properly. So now we'll call do this stuff here. And this can just be file name. And for this, we'll do preprocessor file name, and also we want to pass the length. And yeah, so that should all work. Just like that. Yeah. So now we should be able to call this function. For file, and let's see. So imported length. Starting at 0, so we'll pass that in here. And then let's print the imported buffer. And let's see what happens. So some issues. We don't actually return here. So we pretend this. Alright, that doesn't work. Yeah, so this, I'll set it to test test.asm for now. Hard coded, but file name undeclared. Yeah. So that is. Where do I do that? Okay, yeah, so actually from this we need to return the buffer. Return the output here. In that. Okay. Alright, so this actually can't be called that. Pre-pro. I'll call it that for now. Okay, let's see, where else? Right up here. Hmm. This actually, yeah, this needs to go up here. Because we don't have a prototype for it. Using a terminal, yet still using the mouse. Yes, I know. I'm not. I'm working on it. Okay, working on it. Yeah. So inflicting types. Mm, okay. And yeah, actually, I need to define prototypes for both of these at the top because it is what window manager and or desktop. It is awesome window manager. Yeah, awesome window manager like that. Yeah. So at the top, I will just define these, and then I'll make a header file later. Actually, I think I'm using that one for now. That's define the names. Yeah, this needs to actually. There we go. And okay. And so it didn't work. But that is okay. Da, da, da. So let's actually at the end still print it. Okay. Alright, and let's see. So yeah. Yeah, so we need to because of the character or because of the allocation, it's not properly working. Do I actually even have s2.pat? Yes, okay. So that is part of the problem. It's not living outside of the scope. Mm-hmm. Alright, so actually there is an issue here. We need to iterate this one more time. From right up here. After that, it can be index plus plus and end of file error. Okay, yeah, because we were having that quotation mark right there. Okay, so mm-hmm. So in here, let's see, pair result equal cat buffer and okay. And then we'll return result, and then we'll also print the result so we can see it. Okay, let me add some. All right, yes, indeed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it is the same. Yeah, so it's not living beyond the scope. Mm-hmm. Semicolon. I always forget those. E. It's pretty good. E, E, E. Yeah. So, actually, let's add something here that will, yeah, printy. Okay. Print Y. Yeah, okay. So, this is still, there we go. All right, yeah, so that's what I wanted. So I accidentally removed some crucial stuff. Yeah, so it was working, or partially at least. Yeah, print. Let's actually not add a conflicting definition here. And so that should, yeah, that reads it as 100. Let me make it a different number so it's more clear. Or I'll just make it test2. So that will expand to test2 if it all works. Yeah, print test2. So yeah, so we don't actually have n in here anymore, so that just stays the same. But so that does seem to work. I will remove some of this stuff. So we can remove result from here, and then output from here. So we won't print all that. Yeah. So where is that printed from actually? Yeah. All right. So right there. So that is fine. So we're taking a look at that. So basically, we want to concatenate the current string that we have, and then also iterate it by the length of this string. So first of all, we can do uh, output length plus equals imported length, and yeah. So that is that what that is called actually, output index. Yeah, I forgot where I was at now. Yeah, output index. So then we do need to concatenate. So I think it's stir concat C. I forget what it is called. It is something like stir concat. Stir cat. Okay, yeah, I think that is what I want. Stir cat. Output and alright, and if I run that, it does that. Didn't break anything. So at the end, let's print the output. Yeah, okay. So, mm, mhm. So actually, yeah. Mm, test two. Okay. Let's print the output on each iteration, like this. Okay. So, uh-huh. Uh-oh. My stream almost died, I think. Uh, Give me a moment. I think it's still going. My Wi-Fi is probably kind of dying. My internet connection. Okay, hopefully it doesn't go out. Okay. Yeah. So, where was I at? So this is like that. So let me actually do any variable, that's okay. Yeah, let me get rid of that. Hmm. So, let's print this. Okay, so that is what it prints. So obviously this is not working. Uh-huh. Yeah, so then that doesn't add it on because so that it doesn't like that. Could we just use the no, that won't work because yeah, we can't just skip it like that because that actually skips it. So yeah, so that is actually where the issue is. We don't want to just iterate it like that, but we want it to um, loaded, like, let's see what this is. This seems to be actually a pointer. Okay, 23. So that is much longer than it has to be. So that is a part of the problem. Mhm. Uh, right. So this should print twice. Be like that. Okay, like 31 and then like 23. So let me get rid of that. So this should be rather short, 8, 7. Okay, well that's closer. It's actually probably what we want. Uh-huh. All right, so that does work. So, let's look at output immediately following this. Yeah, it doesn't actually change it. Um, mm, Perhaps there's a better way. Mm, so what if, let's see, so what if you do, and then, well, so for now we'll append it and see if I can get that equals, included output from the X plus plus. Print A, print A. Yeah, so that, okay. So yeah, that doesn't quite work because we're overwriting stuff. Define and no, it's just that. And pretty much C. Mm. So what if we do this with we have no. It's basically swap these around. No. So actually, not do that. Hmm. Yeah. Then at the end here, we'll print. Yeah, we want output actually not index. Print A, print A, print A. Okay, so yeah, it overwrites it. So mm, so we're iterating that. Then we don't want to stop here. So it seems as though we are stopping. Perhaps we could start up this again. GDB. And then we'll add this to pass. And yeah, let's see. we can see what is happening. Let me do this. So yeah, so here, yeah, okay, so that's where we're at. And then imported file, so that is right. Yeah, so it's not here actually. So then we go through and we get everything in here, which is that. So that's all good. We know that that works. Yeah, so this iterates through that. We do that and we return it. Okay, and let me output. Okay, so that's okay. Yeah, then we return the result, and then there we go. Let's print imported buffer. Okay, let's print output, which right now is not anything really. And output. So, here, what did we skip? Print output. So, yeah, so after we go through this, this is the whole file. So then, yeah, we keep going through. Yeah, and then we do all this other stuff. We aren't setting output. So why is it not updating? Yes. Okay, so it's not working. So it appends that to the beginning, and then it stops working. So why? Let me actually just make this a little bit better. There we go. This actually needs to be open. All right, and messed up the semicolon. Do-do-do. Yeah, so that's not right. Okay, let me go back because I messed it up that. Yeah, actually I removed the wrong thing. So yeah, so this is where we wanted to remove. Get rid of that. And we can remove this. Do something like that. Take this again. Alright, And okay, still missing, or there we go. Okay, so now, yeah. Okay, now we're back to, it just is a bit nicer, because it's not as nested. So, so yeah, let's get back to this. So get that. Okay, we need to do that. No. Mm. So at the end of this, let's actually output. Let's print that. Okay, second. Yeah, so it's print A every time. Hmm. Go to Prepro. Hmm. What is the purpose for the preprocessor? Okay, so I can show you. So, well, yeah, so the way it works, it's like just a very basic preprocessor, right? We can define stuff. So we're working on imports right now. We do have expansion for macros like this, so you can type out whatever you want in here and it will be expanded to n, right? And the purpose of it is I have this virtual machine that I've been working on, and it has got its own assembly. So I can show that a little bit. Zoom a little. So in this, go to test. Whoops, didn't spell that right at all. So if I have like Fibonacci in here, so this will print out the Fibonacci number. So if I actually go ahead and build that or assemble it, then if you look in here, it generates bytecode for that assembly. This is the byte basically. And then if we run it using the emulator, Fibonacci, and then yeah, so this is the ints, as in here, it's the Fibonacci numbers going up to 60 or 59 or whatever. And so the purpose is I would like, well, two things. Like to be able to just do def n60 and then put n here, and then this can be easily changed, one place for it. As well as being able to import files, right? So import file name, like, so say it's like std strings, right? And then you can import that and then use the different labels in there, like jump to that or whatever, whatever it is, and then it will return the length of the file name and put it at the top of the stack, something like that. So that's basically the purpose, is I want it for the assembly from my virtual machine. Yes. So hopefully that answers your question. Yes. So, Very cool. Thank you. Yes. So that's it. Yeah, so that. So it seems to not want to iterate properly. I mean, it is iterating. Index. Print that. Output index. 8 and then 16. So yeah, so that is about what we have. Yeah, so that's pretty much right. So that is returning the right numbers. I think that is too long. Yeah, 18. So that is much more than it should be. Yeah, so then that is better. But I don't know, it should be returning imported length properly. So let's see. Yeah, so then that seems to work. But for some reason, imported length is not being set properly in the pre-pro. So if we go here, mm, mm, let's print the length here. So this should print 2 again. And this actually needs to be dereferenced. And if we run it, mm, let's see. All right. Let me get rid of that. So yeah, 31 and 18. So that is more than what we want. So I'm not sure why it is making the length so long. So let's look in here. Yeah, let's print the length here. Okay. Yeah, 18 and 31. So for some reason the length gets very long. Yeah. So I don't know why it is. Oh, you know, it's because of this. So yeah, okay, because it's reading this as well. That makes sense actually. So we can't rely on the length because yeah, when doing this, for the iterating through it here, we do want it to be that because we are going through each one. But when we actually return it, we need to use the string length. Okay. Okay, so that makes sense. So that actually looks like it does work though. Yeah, print 100. And yeah, it actually did expand here as well. So we can define macros in here and then use it in this file. You can save both of these. Then run it, and yeah, so that did work. Something that is rather important is this. So if I do import test.hasm, and we're already importing it from here. So it's going to go here, like we're going to import from here, and it's going to go here, and it'll be like, all right, we're going to import from here, and it'll keep going forever. So this should be an infinite loop. Yeah, and segfault. So I think we can do that pretty easily if we have a depth, something like that. And then, yeah, so we can do, at the end, we'll do depth plus plus. Or, no, we don't need that. We can do whenever we call it. So the first one is in prepro, right here. So we can do, let's see, pass 0. And then in the recursion in here, let's see, it's actually down here. We'll do depth plus 1. And then at the start, we'll do if depth is greater than 500 or so, then we'll, let's see, error recursive definition detect, something like that. Or have pragma once or something similar. Yeah. So how does that work? Uh, yeah, okay. I don't think I really want to implement that right now. I think this is easy. Like, that's something that I should implement in the future. But right now, I think this will work. Too many arguments for pre-pro. Yeah, because actually that doesn't. Yes, we do need to accept that in pre-pro instead of. Okay. We need to accept it in both, actually. Yeah, and then here, just need to pass 0. Why not add it? Oh yeah, actually I messed that up. Yeah, that's all the way down here. Yeah, this goes in here. There we go. Okay, yeah, and actually at the top where I define the prototype, I need to have this. Okay, yeah, so that did work. Let me get rid of this debug stuff. Alright, and now it shouldn't do that. So it should just say that. But then if we don't do that, so yeah. So that does work now. So yeah, like this person in chat said, Starfree clone could do something like Pragma once. Which I will do that in the future. Right now, this is good. This is good for now. Obviously, this could be somewhat limiting if you have a very big file that like includes from a standard library or whatever that I make and all that. It could reach 500 possibly without being recursive, but that probably won't happen. But yeah, we'll do that at some point. But yeah, so this seems to work now pretty well. So yeah, we can do that, and we can push 15. So now, basically, I think I can, yeah, I can commit this then. So, nope. All right, there is an issue. This actually cut off the end. Okay. Yeah, it cut off the end there as well. Okay. So that, okay. Mm, so that is an issue with this. but then this breaks other stuff. So that worked. Okay. All right. So that looks fine. That there probably is a bug, which I will look into, but I think I can admit this right now. So it's an issue with the macros and added support for importing files. However, needs a bit more work. So if I push this, did my Wi-Fi go out? Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, so that pushed now. Hopefully. Yes, alright, so now basically the thing that it needs is something to indicate basically what is happening. So actually let me save this to a file. So we'll do something like out.out. Yeah, and then we'll open up that. So basically, yeah, what I want to do is have something like this, where it says the file name, current file name. So this is where it's being imported, and then also space, and then the line number. So it starts at 1, and then at the end does this. So the C preprocessor has something rather similar to this. But basically the point of this is when you are lexing it in the actual assembler, we need to be able to, for printing errors, we need to be able to tell what file name it's in as well as the line number that we're on. So that is basically what we need to add next. I cannot do that today. I do have to be done now. But yeah, so that is what's next. Very exciting. I will look at some of the bugs that we ran into today off stream, hopefully, and see if I can work on them. But yeah, so I think that is it. So I can update the README perhaps actually, because we do have current support. That file name.test. Yeah. So it's just basically moving that line. So updated. Why is it very slow? Okay. And okay, so it should have updated. Yes. All right. So now it is updated.